Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.
So what strategies can businesses implement to encourage continuous learning and skills development among employees?
Less than 15 seconds. I got a loud voice. I'm torn between the fact that the people you're asking to solve this problem are the people that have the stigma about solving the problem. They criticize the people who have the need. So you got to get in and change that paradigm. You'll hear me use that phrase frequently, but I encourage you to Google it on YouTube and look at some of the videos, because everybody in here has them. When we see each other, our mind is just gone somewhere, and it's going to be difficult to change.
So I do think that my dad's an immigrant, okay? So when you hear him talk, you can hear he has a very thick Greek accent, right? He learned how to read because he had to learn how to read, because he's a business owner. And before he met my mom, he had to pay the bills. He had to make sure that he was reading everything properly and his licensing was correct for his businesses. And so then he had kids, and he's like, well, now you're gonna read to me. And so I think that you're right. Everything, in some cases, it is a stigma, because I'm from Harrisonburg, Virginia, let's be honest. But then there's also the aspect of there are excuses that we make for ourselves all the time. And so we need to find the balance between the two. All right?
Necessity is the mother of invention, your father, and generation, it passes down, generation. Those are paradigms.
Can you repeat that question, the last question?
Yes, the question was, what strategies can businesses implement to encourage continuous learning and skill development among employees?
Yeah.
I think, like, when I interview people, I always ask them how working for us is connected to their long and short-term goals. And, as I'm interviewing them, I'm asking them just about who they are. And then I mentor them. I always say I'm here as a mentor. Like, oh, if you're going to medical school, oh, I know this person, or, I can connect you. So I'm always there, even if they don't come on board. I try to add that encouragement of networking them to somebody else, or kind of guiding them, and I can help you with this, but I know, someone with that. So I think it's, paying it forward is always a big part of looking at things as a village, as a community, is something that we always try to do.
All right, we're gonna wrap that up. Olga, thank you, everybody. So everybody stand up real quick. You've been sitting down for a long time, now sit back down. That was quick, right? I'm gonna do everything rapid fire, trust me. I am not gonna get shortchanged on what I'm gonna say, because it's so pressing and important. It's impressive to myself. But I hope you're enjoying the conversation. So I have a challenge, right? Building literacy in the workplace, why and how to train. So I have built this program at Ignite with Evie and the rest of our team because I saw a need in our community. I was here for about 20 years, attended all the events, all the nighttime events. I was never home. I didn't see my daughter grow up, never saw my wife, somehow stayed married, so that's probably why. But when it gets down to it, I wasted so much time and I can't get it back. I put myself into situations that I thought was going to help me and help the community and sell cars. And guess what it did? None of the above. I had to be in the showroom to sell. So looking back on my life, I could give you at 63 guidance to say, go home at night. Don't get caught up in all these organizations that are wasting your time. You're not going to get anything out of these things. You go to a luncheon, you're not with your family, but you're at lunch anyway, so it's okay. Use your time well, because those hours, I collected two things, kaleidoscopes and hourglasses. And that sand, when you get older, drips down, and time is a commodity. And every time I was with somebody last night, they're going, oh my God, I'm going to a funeral all the time. Well, you're 5 years older than me. Of course you are, and that's the way of life. So use your time wisely, train yourself, train your employees, train your team members. One of the things I said to our staff the other day Our team is awesome, even though we're really small. What we're doing in this community in 42 counties is more than probably some of these teams getting government funding, getting funding from the cities, corporations. We're barely getting anything. And somehow we are getting out and doing so much with great partners. It doesn't happen by ourselves. And so that's doing very well for us. What I want to do is rapid fire. The alarm will go off on my phone, so don't get nervous. It's not a phone call, it might be, but it's the alarm. Because at 11 o'clock sharp, we're gonna go to raise your hand. Who likes ham, turkey, roast beef? So the first question is raise your hand. Who likes ham? Oh my God. Were any of you born above Alexandria? Just 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you. My God, I thought ham was just a Richmond thing. Who likes turkey? No, you gotta pick one. I should have started the ground rules. Sorry, it varies. Mistake, I'm going rapid fire. Who likes ham? You gotta pick one? Yeah, gotta pick one. All right, so it's what I suspect. Who likes roast beef? I tricked you, I didn't say turkey. Who likes turkey? God, Pado's messed up. They did 10, 10, 10. So you got a choice over there of ham, turkey, or roast beef. All right, so at 11 o'clock, at 11:30, eat at your desk. At about 11:30, I'm going to introduce Joe Casey. Dr. Casey is the administrator in Chesterfield. You're going to see why I'm so excited about him spending an hour with us. You're going to learn not about the county, but you're going to learn about running a business and keeping things going. We always share this, 988. If you don't know what 988 is a number to share with everybody for mental health crisis. It's free. Suicide prevention and mental health. Everybody should know that. Time is your commodity. I said that to the Reed Center. Connexus is a great partner. If you don't know Connexus, the statistics are alarming, just like yours are. Most of these children that are struggling with reading can't see. And so Connexus has done an amazing job over the last 30, 40 years, making a true difference. I will always talk about nonprofits. There are nonprofits started by people that have an emotional loss. So if I lose the dog, what's the dog's name again, guys? Bubba. Bubba the dog. He dies of a DUI, right? Somebody hit him. Well, I got to get t-shirts made up with Bubba's picture. I've got to start a campaign against DUIs. And I start raising money. I live in Salisbury or Twin Hickory. And all my friends care about Bubba. They really care about me crying all the time. They want to help, so I do a mixer, I do a cocktail party, I do a golf tournament. Then I get a dress-up party, we just dress black tie, and we spend so much money on that stuff. And then we go raise money for Bubba, and then it comes to me. Then I pay for my car out of those expenses. I get a nice pocketbook, nice briefcase. I have to have a nice suit to go out and speak. And by the time it's over and done, Bubba didn't get anything, no recognition other than t-shirts, okay? Instead of doing that, I should have gotten a MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and partnered with them. We as a community are blowing so many dollars on things that are frivolous and making no difference. Reed is making a difference. I am so excited. I met you guys 10 years ago. I am more excited today to learn Connexus is making a difference. We're putting eyeglasses on kids that can't see. That's where our time and money should go. My opinion, I'm not a sermon maker here, but a preacher. But Evie and I are on board with this. Give.org will tell you where to spend money. Do you know in Virginia there's over 9,000 nonprofits? There's a cause for cause, yes. Yet insecurity, thank you. Food insecurity is rising. Fentanyl deaths are going off the charts. Okay, we've got to get our heads. Okay, that's the call. That's okay. So we're gonna hit that button. It's not the alarm. So what is the time? I gotta go really quick. I got 10 minutes. So the things we're doing in these nonprofit worlds, I am here to tell you, I am a missionary on this. I want to end the insanity. Okay, it's stupid what we're doing. All the funding, and I don't know if Reed knows this, but all of the funding that used to come from corporation has gone down to almost zero. 88% is coming from this room, from individuals. Corporations have said, you know, enough's enough. And so, is that good or bad? Well, it's kind of bad, you know? And then The family, going back to the first conversation, budgeting, read, it all comes back down to family. C.T. Woody will tell you that. He used to tell the inmates that when I used to work at the Justice Center, part-time or volunteer, not part-time, volunteer. Every conversation he said to the inmates, male, female, go get your family together. It's about family. And that resonated with me, and I always say it because that takes care of a lot of these problems. Mom, dad, whatever that family meant, because it might not be a dad. You know, my grandfather left my mother at 9 years old. I never met my grandfather. So it doesn't matter color of your skin or who you are, it happens in life. But we were never a victim mentality. We figured it out. We were broke as broke got, but we figured it out. And my mother and father used to help me read. So it was a pretty cool deal. And it's helped me. Although I can't spell, right, Evie? Without ChatGPT, I'm a genius now, right, Crystal? I think you got to get with the family. I think the best book to read, and don't get caught up in the political side of it. Ben Carson's book, I mean, is incredible the way he grew up and what he attained. The way he grew up, and I heard him speak at the Family Foundation at the Convention Center. Inspiring. We all get caught up in this political stuff, and he's Republican, he's Democrat. Who cares? He's a human being, just like we are all human beings. We're not men, we're not women, we're not black, we're not white. Carl Leonard at the jail over at the HARP program, and that would be great if you could start reading at the HARP program. Carl Leonard and I had a long conversation the other day. I go, let me ask you, do you give women's awards and black awards and all the, hell no. He goes, we address everybody as a human being. That's how we build the culture in our jail. That's how we keep the riots down and treat everybody the right way. So amazing. So use his words of wisdom. So now I got to talk about something important. Overall, why do companies not train? Because money, because they're afraid. When you train, you have to put accountability on people. You have to have KPIs. You have to measure things. And boy, people don't like that. They do not like to be held accountable. So the training is education, it's talking, it's conversation. This Ignite program someday will be looked back on and saying this was critical, and all the partners we bring in and all the folks that attend, we'll have 100 people in a conversation, and we're gonna make huge changes, not for me, not for the program. I'm not asking for money, but for all of us to survive and do well and thrive. And that's what my belief is, and I think that's where we're going. I think God's with me on this one. I think God carries me, whether you believe or not. I think that's a big part of the why, and the why with Evie and Crystal and Josh and Leslie and the whole room. You know, we got a great staff, and we're doing this for the community on top of running Better Business Bureau. And all the Better Business Bureau is, it's your brand. You got to put life into it. And the way you do that, you go to bbb.org for everything you buy. Every doctor you go to, every lawyer, we can stop the scams. I had a guy here the other day, education-wise. We try to educate the public and tell them. I had a man that's probably 70 years old with a woman, and Jen thinks it's his wife because the way they argued, and she's probably right. I didn't get a chance to note that. I thought it might be a sister. Bought Bitcoin and off of Facebook and got robbed big time. Can't get his money back. It's a grown man that at the end of the half-hour conversation, which we don't have, we tell you to go online. I felt so bad. I just had to keep talking. I'm usually pretty good at blowing people off. I could walk away, the best of them. And I stayed there and I talked to him because my heart went out to him. And I tried to not sell him anything, to educate him to make his own decision. At the end, the woman, again, was his wife. Jennifer was right. I told him, settle down. I said, sir, you got to listen to what I'm saying. You're getting robbed. It's a Ponzi scheme, whatever. At the end, he walked out and says, I still believe those people. So he's going to give him more money. He's not getting a dime back. And he's at about $35,000 to $45,000 to $50,000 that he probably doesn't have, but he believes the only way to get his money back is to give them more money. And that's the Ponzi scheme, right? So the education in the workplace, how do you share stories like this? You come here for 3.5 hours, you leave and you go back to your families or your workplace and your church and your organizations, the other nonprofits you're part of, you tell stories like this, right? You tell the story. And at bbb.org, that's where the information all is housed. We're the only nonprofit of our kind. We're a nonprofit, not a government organization, and we are here to educate, but you have to take that with you and you have to share it. So again, the workload concerns, training takes time. Does everybody believe that? It takes time, right? We don't have time, Barry. We got to sell. Well, unfortunately, I don't have time to share this book with you. I had a number of pages picked out, Sell to Survive. Grant Cardone, car salesman way back in the day. I've met him a number of times. Good advice. He's now a multi-billionaire and he's selling his real estate understandings. You know, in one of the chapters there, he had 2,500 apartment buildings. This is probably 1995. So I took that book to a car dealership. Anybody know a mechanic in a car dealership? They're different than the salespeople. They don't make eye contact. They do not want to talk to you. They just want to get paid for the work they might do right or might do wrong. It is what it is. So I had to change that culture, and it took a long time. But one of the things I did around 2004, 5, whatever it was, got a couch. We sat down around a cozy couch, chairs like this, and I made everybody, I bought a book for everybody, and made them read this book and do book reports. And that was the most difficult thing to do with people that fix cars for a living. The salespeople thrived on it. Sell to Survive, they got it. But everybody's a salesperson. You got to give. It's one of his headlines. And that was the alarm for you to go get your lunch. This is pretty good. We're doing good on timing. Budget constraints, it doesn't cost anything to train. You do not need consultants to come in, tell you how to do something, and pull out and leave, and then your company collapses even more. You got to get resources, you got to read. You bring in people like this, hire the right consultants that have your interests at heart and learn what you do. Heather Williamson, does anybody know her? Mm-hmm. No, you do. I see. Heather Williamson came to me right after she left Philip Morris, probably around 2008, 2009. Came to me and said, I think actually you introduced me at EWI, and I met her and she wanted to be a consultant at Haley. I said, I'm not interested. I get paid to be a consultant. I get paid to do my job. And we all run away from that now. We're the leaders or we're the team members and we got to hire somebody else. Why? We know everything. We really do if we come together. These questions that we just went through shows the experts that you guys know what's going on. That's the purpose of this. So I hired Heather, and I'll never forget it. You want to work our technicians, you work on a car for 3 days. But don't wear nice clothes. You come in dressed like you're a mechanic, and you go get abused by these guys for 3 days. And if you weather the storm and still want to talk to me, we'll talk. She did that. She's the only one I've ever met that did what she said. She put jeans on, the old boots. She went in, she watched the cars. The respect she had at the end of the first day, let alone the third day, took her right to the top as a consultant. We hired her. She worked with all the managers. The managers are still there other than me. Everybody's still there. We've hired her here. She's worked with Crystal. And those are the kind of people you want to do business with, right? They get to know you. So, and with that, we're going to go orderly, or we just do free for all?
I want to mention.
Correct. Thank you. I knew you were doing it. Go ahead.
So, on the employee, being able to teach your employees is really important. I worked for Cisco Foods, and I think one of the mistakes that they made, they had a wonderful training program, and their training program was 7 weeks, and they did that at the very beginning. That training program cost them thousands of dollars for every new hire. I quit 6 months later. It was not for me. So that big of an investment, you really need to make sure that that employee is your ride or die. When you're ready to make that investment for an employee, BBB Learning provides certificates and courses for your future leaders in your company to be able to step up and learn that. So what we provide for, and I guess if you want to play the video.
Business professionals who prioritize ongoing professional growth are destined for lasting success. That's why we're excited to announce BBB Learning, our brand new education program powered by MindEdge. Whether you're a seasoned executive or an aspiring entrepreneur, BBB Learning gives you the tools you need to thrive in today's marketplace. BBB Learning offers hundreds of on-demand professional development courses and certificates. It's available to all businesses, but did we mention that BBB accredited businesses receive exclusive discounts? Get started today at bbb.org/learning.
So this is for accredited and non-accredited businesses through the month of May, or is it April? April, through the month of April and May, you actually get to have a discount. So accredited businesses, can you pull up the PowerPoint for me, please? Is 40% off, and then non-accredited businesses get 25% off. And those are the promo codes if you guys do decide that you want to do that. If anything, just go to BBB Learning on our website, bbb.org, and you get to see all the different courses that we have. Right? And in that case, go eat.
You'll get ham, turkey, roast beef, don't care what you voted on, sodas, water,